All right, guys, quick interruption for the podcast. If you guys are questioning what workouts you should be doing every day, I got a solution for you. Go to my site right now, bradleymartin.com. Sign up. There's daily workouts every single day. There's a ton of ebooks. There's a ton of stuff on there for you guys to use. If you guys are looking to change your body, change your life, feel better, look better, be stronger, whatever it is, go to bradleymartin.com. Let's get back into this podcast. Oh, man. So I guess we got to start the interview off by like how you really got started. Because obviously now it's like you're in this whole new version of content and yourself in general. But you started at a time that was like, it wasn't a thing that people did.
No, not at all.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't a thing that people's parents were like, yo, this is a great idea.
Oh, absolutely not. My parents were very against it. I mean, really my mom was like, yeah, you can't, because my parents are very traditional.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they want you to go to school, go to college, graduate, get a job, like just the regular route that, you know, like the default route, I guess you could say. But now it's crazy to see how it's evolved, because now parents are almost like going out of their way to try to like push their kids. Like if they have aspirations to be a streamer or a content creator, they'll be like, okay, here, let me get you equipment. Let me like try to set you up. They teach esports courses in some colleges and some schools. They have esports teams. A decade ago when I was doing this, it was like, no, this is not a thing. You cannot do this. It was frowned upon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wait, so how many years ago was it? So 13 is when you started making like videos. Yeah. When did it start to become a thing for you?
I started making YouTube videos and gaming and like creating content when I was a freshman in high school. So when I was 13, I posted my first video. And then
and at the time, what were your examples?
It was just me on the game, just straight gameplay, and trick shotting. It was like, I don't know.
Was there other creators that you were like, oh, that person's doing this? Or was it?
Yeah, there was Faze. It was Faze. Like, so I was a fan of Faze and specific Faze members before I was ever in Faze or a part of Faze. I remember seeing R War, a Black Ops 1 montage, when I was in like 8th grade, when I was a kid, on my iPod. I was watching it on my iPod in my bed. Like, you remember the iPods? Yeah. I don't even know if people watching this even know what an iPod is. I was watching it on my iPod, and I was like mind blown. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, the sickest shit ever. And I started like getting on the game and trying to like replicate what I saw. And I didn't have the equipment to film, so I would be in the lobby with people who had the like, they were called HD PVRs at the time.
Yeah.
So I'd be in the lobby with people who had PVRs who could record it if I hit a clip, because it would show the kill cam and they would send it to me. But at first it was just strictly gameplay for the first few years. Or actually, no, I made an IRL video when I hit 1K, 1,000 subs, which was pretty cringe. It's a pretty bad video. It's like me filming it on my iPod. It's crazy. But it didn't really truly take off until like I was a senior in high school, like a few months after I joined Faze.
All right, guys, quick interruption for the podcast. Football season is back, and that means Prize Picks. We are back. We're in full effect. Code Bradley right now. For your very first lineup, you go right now, sign up, download the app, put in code Bradley. $5 lineup, they're going to give you $50 for it's basically free money. You literally can't lose. And if you're like me and you like watching football, you like a little sweat on the line, Prize Picks is the easiest way to do it. Literally just download the app, scroll, pick more or less, boom, boom. Super simple. There's tons of games Sunday. They're kicking off Thursday. Yeah, I'm already locked in. I'm hating Travis Kelce right now. I'm not gonna lie though. But if you guys want to play, you want a little sweat on the line, code Bradley, download the app right now. Super simple, really fun, really easy to use. And yeah, they'll give you basically $45. Well, 50 technically. If you lose, you just put in 5 and you basically get $45 for free, so you can keep playing or have fun. Enjoy the weekend. Football's back, baby. Let's go. Let's get back into this podcast. What did you think before you joined Faze? You just like,
of your perspective of your life? Was it like, I'm going to be an internet gamer? Is that what you thought, or did you even like think that far? Or?
Definitely didn't even think that far. No, I was just winging it. I was like, all right, I don't know what the future holds for me, but right now I'm having fun doing this.
Because too, back then it wasn't like, there wasn't so much of a, oh, you can do this and make a living kind of thing. It didn't appear that way.
No, it wasn't really seen as like a viable or sustainable career path.
Yeah.
Especially that early on, especially when it was just Call of Duty. It was like, okay, right now I get it. Like, it's cool. It's working for you. But what does like 3 years look like? What does 4 years look like? Yeah. And those were the questions like my counselors and my teachers would ask me. And I'd be like, I don't know. I'm thinking about today. Yeah. I'm thinking about what I need to post today.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not thinking about 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So, to be honest, I never thought that far ahead. I never was like, okay, so I don't know where this road leads. I just know that me and a few of my friends were having fun doing it. It's clearly like it's clearly cool to like a curated demographic, and people think that this is special. And I could see the potential in it. I see that there's something here, and I'm just gonna ride out this opportunity, and I'm having fun with it. Like, that was the main thing. Like, I was having fun with it. Like, I didn't ever think like, in my head, it was never like, okay, I'm doing this for a career. I was doing it because I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the line gets blurred for a lot of people. They jump into like content creation and YouTube and streaming thinking like, okay, I want to quit my job and do this full time. Like, oh, I want to jump into this and make it my full-time career. The majority of creators who people are fans of and people watch, none of us ever did that. You probably are the same way. You never started making content with the intention of, this is what I'm going to do for my life.
No, I had no idea. I mean, when I started, it wasn't even a thing that was like viable. I mean, I started Instagram in 2010, 2011 at the end of it, the end of 2010. And I was just filming myself, not even filming at the time. It was just posting photos on Instagram. And I hadn't even like really touched YouTube at the time. So 2011, I'm just taking pictures and posting pictures of my content of my clients. And I was just like, I was a trainer at the time. And I just thought it was something that I remember thinking this could be really cool, because I would Google and I would look up like business stuff all the time when I was younger. So I did have a little bit of like an idea that like this, like people were saying that Instagram and like social media was going to change the world back in 2011. And I remember being like telling people to go download this app, and like I had like no followers. It was just me and my clients, and I would just take pictures. But I had no idea that it was going to be what it is today. I had zero idea. And like we're in this sort of same, not demographic, but the same timeline, just because you started so early, where there wasn't like this example of, oh, there's these massive businesses around this and brand deals and all the stuff that comes with like the streaming or the content creation. And I think that's why a lot of those creators, like if they've sticked around, do really well, because the original thought wasn't, I'm just going to make money. It was like, I'm going to do something I actually love, not something I think I'm going to make myself love so that like I could have money because it looks like they have money and I want to have money. Yeah. Because I really do think there's something special to actually really giving a fuck about what you're doing beyond just like receiving money for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's evident from a viewer's standpoint. Like, if they're watching someone, if they're like, okay, this person genuinely has a passion for this and what they're doing, and they really care about this and care about the content they're putting out and the messages that they're putting out and all that, versus someone who like is clearly just doing it for a check or for like to make some sort of like quota for, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's evident to see when someone is like genuine on the internet and they're doing it because they love it, versus someone who gets into it for the wrong reasons. And
100%.
And
have you always loved it? Because you've been doing it for some time, and there was a point where it's, you kind of, I don't know if you stopped making as much content, because currently, obviously, you came back recently and like, I mean, I think you have like 30,000+ subs, kind of like you're doing. I think,
30,000.
Are you doing more than you've done in the past?
Well, it's different than what I did in the past, and there was a time, to answer the first part of your question, where I stopped because it stopped being fun. Like that was always the number one underlining thing that drove me to make content. That I would wake up excited to like film videos or go shoot this with this person or go try this out. Like, and then there was a period of time, probably around COVID or maybe a little bit before COVID, is when I slowly started to feel like something I was obligated to do. Like I would wake up and I'm like, oh, I have to make a YouTube video today, or I have to make this many videos this week, instead of something that I would wake up and want to do. And so I slowly started like pulling away from it. And I probably took a smooth like 3 years away from like really being in that mode of creating content and seeing it through like this lens of like, I don't know how to describe it. You probably can't understand what I'm saying, but like seeing like when you're shooting videos from like, you see it through like the scope of the viewer. Like when you're watching a video or when you're creating a video, when you're streaming, you see it like cut up and edited and on the internet already. Yeah. And it stopped being fun. So I stopped doing it for a few years. And there was also a lot of issues with Faze and things like that, which made it hard to try to focus, because I was also like, oh, this thing that I care so much about is being drained and like torn to shreds by people who didn't play a part in building it at all. And that also sucked to try to, like, you're just like sidelined and your hands are tied and you're just watching something that you love burn, you know?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because I've interviewed Rain and Banks and now you guys are some of the older members. What was your perspective of it when it was happening? Like, why do you think it started to happen? Like, why did it go to, not obviously in a total sense, but during that time?
I mean, there's a lot of things you can point at and specific moments where you can be like, this is where we went wrong, this is where we went wrong, this is where we went wrong. But I really think it comes down to like, there were people who we trusted, who we brought in, and trusted in making decisions for the brand and furthering the brand, and like things we were told, and it was just not that. It was not that. And then slowly, each of us individually, like Banks, Norton, Apex, Tommy, all the founders were like slowly started pulling away from the brand, because it became something like very diluted and something that none of us were proud of or none of us wanted to be a part of. So from my perspective, I was kind of watching it and I could see it in real time. And I'm like scratching my head thinking like, this is not Faze. Like, this is not what this is supposed to be. This is not what we all sacrifice like half of our whole teenage years and like all our time as an adult to build for it to be this, for people to come in from like the music industry and the entertainment industry and all these random industries and come in and like insert themselves in this brand and collect a check and make decisions on our behalf and pump out collabs and do things. It was just like, it was sickening, really. If anything, it was just like,
I wonder, was it just, now when you say it that way, it just made me curious. I wonder if like when they were signing checks to these certain individuals, were there like people on the back end who were helping with these deals that were also collecting money? It's like, what was the purpose of, did they think that it was genuinely going to help elevate the brand when they were like signing all these celebrities? Because I remember that it was like, Faze this person, Faze that person.
I don't think so. I think that like the people who came in like on that side of Faze came in with and I don't know, this is my opinion. I think that they came in with the intention of, maybe they looked at it from the outside and they saw what the brand once was and saw that it was cool and it was something that people cared about. But they came in with the intention of, okay, like I can come in, I can build relationships, I can use these 4 letters in this logo to get myself into specific rooms with specific people and build my own relationships while also breaking myself off a piece on the back end.
So crazy.
And then I can leave, right, and put this on my resume and be like, okay, I was at Faze for this long. I did this collab. I announced this person. Like, just a bunch of bullshit, really, that didn't do anything, but they could put it on their resume and go get more money somewhere else. And then we're left to pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is not something that any of these people got tatted on them, that any of these people spent hours and made hundreds of YouTube videos trying to build.
I'm sorry I interrupted, but the question then, it's like, and I just never got this clear understanding, but who allowed random corporate to just take control?
I don't think it was any one individual. I think it was a collective.
Because it was straight up like at one point, it was just all bros, like bros playing video games.
And that's when that's when it was the best, by the way. That's when Faze was at its peak, when it was just the homies, not a team of 10, 15, 20. We had at one point 100 plus employees, but even that, like, it was just the homies with a G7X. No budget, no production, no like editing bay with like people were paying like thousands of dollars to like clip and send it off. Like, it was just us making the decisions, creating the content, nobody else. And that's what we stripped it back down to in the reboot. And that's what Banks was very adamant on when he was saying, like, when people would ask him, like what's your plan here? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, listen, when Faze was at its peak, when people really with Faze, it was just like 7 of us in that crib who were just in the crib. Obviously, there were other Faze members and like people spread out doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rugs and the Jevs and people like that.
Yeah.
But it was just 6 of us in the crib. Nobody else. No people telling us, okay, like you should do this, or like maybe you should like look into this or work with this person, or, you know, do this. It was just us, just the homies making content.
So how did it go from that, like, to what, like, who was the person, or collectively did you guys sit down and be like, yo, yeah, we should do this? Like, where did that decision get flopped where it was like, now these people have all the control and they're just, you think it was also a little bit of on everyone's part, maybe the beautiful idea that they're going to have these people come in and they're going to grow this, and then I can make money without having to work, and like that sort of vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it wasn't like one specific moment. It was over time. It slowly got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
You know, because even when we did start to slowly build our team out, it was still like, okay, like we're still heading in the right direction, but slowly, yeah, like specific people came on, and I don't think it was any particular Faze member's fault. Like no one individually was like, okay, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna head in this direction. I think it was more so that like corporate side just grew way too big and got way too much power over all of us way too fast, and the fact that they were able to operate and make decisions without any of us knowing, that's where it got f***ed up. You know what I'm saying?
But like to allow people to make decisions without anyone knowing, like there had to have been an exchange of like power in some way. Like, meaning like, you know, at one point, I guess Apex owned what, like all of Faze?
I don't know if it was Apex who owned all of Faze, but I remember it got broken evenly amongst Banks, Tommy, Norton, and Apex, and then me and Rug also, because me and Rug aren't the original founders,
right.
But we're Faze members who've been a part of Faze for almost as long as some of the original founders. But it was originally split 4 ways.
Yeah.
And then kept getting broken down from there, you know? So I honestly don't know, because a lot of the conversations about this I wasn't a part of.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just wondering, because at some point they had to have said, hey, we'll give you, us collectively, whoever owned the 4, we'll give you whatever percent, you whatever percent, and at some point, these corporate people, whatever percent. And I'm assuming at that point it was for some money.
Yeah, probably. But to be honest, I don't know. I can't sit here and be like, this was the moment, because I wasn't in that room.
Yeah, I get it.
I wasn't a part of those conversations. I would always.
Because what was I mean, I don't know if you guys even speak about it, but like, what was the company that bought in that like started to insert all the control?
I don't think it was a specific company. I think it was individuals who came in and like made promises and started slicing pieces of the brand off and giving it to this person, giving it to this person, giving it to this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in retrospect, looking at all of it, like we could sit here and talk about like the bad side of Faze and like this corporate side. But I'm glad all of that happened, because everything happens for a reason. Because today, look like where we are right now, Faze is in a better spot than you can honestly make the debate it's in a better spot than it's almost been in ever.
Yeah,
based off of just the past few months and what just happened with the Subathon and all these new guys who we've brought in. Like, I'm so happy to like be a part of this brand again and, you know, represent Faze and like just have this logo on my chest and wear it. Like, it was something none of us were proud of for so long. And now this is fun again. It feels like it feels like Faze. It feels like a family. It feels like what it's supposed to feel like. We just streamed 30 days straight.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Which was nuts. I swear, like, I streamed for 30 days straight too. Like, I'm not a streamer.
I know, that's the funny part.
I'm not a fucking
I guess you
streamer.
are now, though.
Now I am. Yeah, I guess now I am. Like, and I started to slow, like, over the past few months, but really over that Subathon, those 30 days, I really started to understand, like, streaming culture and like the dynamic with the chat and how it works. Because I come from YouTube. I always made YouTube videos. There's obviously underlining like parallels and things that are similar between YouTube and streaming, but also things that are completely different. Like you can't like it's cool. Like you're completely, it's completely organic and unfiltered and it's on 24/7. We slept on stream. We ate on stream. We went to your gym on stream.
Yeah.
We would cook, like we did everything for a month. We lived on stream for a month. We finished a month and I don't know, I felt crazy, bro. I felt like I was like a contestant in like some sort of psychological case study.
It seems that way.
Like I was sitting in I went to the coffee shop by my house like a day or two after and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I haven't talked in like 10 minutes. And like I'm closing my eyes. I'm seeing like a chat scroll in my head and yeah, it was just weird.
Well,
but
what is the most different thing about it in comparison to YouTube, and then the most similar thing about it?
I think the most different thing is on YouTube there's editing, and also the chat. Like the chat plays such like a important role in the stream, and like the streamer's relationship with their chat is so important. Like they can influence things. They can dictate your mood. I see it a lot with the younger guys too. Like some of the younger guys, they'll completely like their whole day will get ruined by their chat. Like they'll sit and read their chat. Like on YouTube, it's not live. You can edit. Like you could go back and read the comments afterwards. On streaming, like sometimes your chat will fry you and start spamming like L's or like why you do. And like some of the younger guys gets in their head more, and I've seen them like freak out more or like be like, "This, I'm not doing this today. I'll just loop something else on my stream.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for this." And that's like the main thing, that the chat and the fact that it's live and like you have to be able to respond and like address things quickly and not get overly emotional or react in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess the thing that is the closest is like a lot of streaming segments and bits and things like that are just YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But they're just uncut and live. Like a lot of the things we did for the Subathon, like they're just YouTube videos. Like,
yeah, the bits.
Yeah, like last to leave White Room, last to remove their hand, like real life Tinder, Love Island. Like those are things that like I'm so used to shooting already, but you cut like hours of recording down into like 20 minutes.
Right. So to be good at streaming, like to be like considered, you know, or to become a popular streamer, to get good at this basically, what are the most important parts to focus on? Because a lot of kids are going to watch this being like, especially right now, because it's like, it seems to be looking at the industry as a whole. Streaming is like one of the most popular forms, at least for a creator to come in and like really blow the fuck up. Like this, you look at examples like Speed and Kai and, you know, Aiden. Speed specifically, this guy's like international superstar.
The biggest.
So it's like seeing that even as me as a creator for so many years, and then going like, okay, this person's essentially a live streamer, and then their clips are everywhere, their content is everywhere, this person's everywhere, traveling, live streaming everywhere. You see him like you can't even avoid the guy, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously watching you guys doing the 30-day subathon, seeing you guys at the gym, seeing you guys around the town doing bull, right? It just seems like YouTube isn't as like, not necessarily it's unimportant, but it isn't as important as it used to be.
No, I don't think so either.
It's weird. Like it's really it's an amazing search engine. And I think it'll never go away. I'm not saying at all that it's going to be like less people will use it, but it seems like most people who are watching content now, at least like that younger generation that's like really tapped in with content, they're watching streamers.
Yeah, I think it's the meta. And I talked to Ricky Banks about this months ago. And because we were like, when we launched a reboot with Faze, I've always been heavy on the YouTube side and been like more focused on that, and saw it as something that was like a pillar in like content creation. And like, if you're looking at this and you really want to do this, you got to have this down. And he was like, nah, like this is not, it's not the meta anymore. He's like, it's streaming. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you might be right. And I'm like looking, like taking a step back and really looking at this. And yeah, I don't think that it is something that if like people jump first into now.
Well, here's an example with your own organization, right? Faze Rug, one of the a big YouTuber, millions of views every video. When's the last time you seen a Faze Rug clip somewhere? Unless it was involved in something streaming,
like that got clipped from his YouTube video.
Yes.
Not a minute.
I haven't seen it. I'm not saying Faze Rug is massive, right?
Yeah.
But like giving you an example, like I looked at his YouTube video the other. He's getting millions of views every single video.
Crushing it.
He's
the GOAT.
But I don't go on Twitter and see Faze Rug clips.
No, you don't.
And I don't see Faze Rug clips on Instagram, whatever. Maybe it's just something he's just not getting clips. He's not working on trying to get clips. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. But even streamers that get 100x less views on a YouTube video are getting clips, and they're all around Twitter, floating around somewhere viral.
Yeah, for real.
So it's like I'm looking at it like, dude, and also as a creator I've been doing it for so long, it's like you film a stream, it just becomes a YouTube video, or it becomes a clip, or it becomes a short form piece of content. It's like you did the top form, the meta, and then it just becomes all these other pieces of content anyways.
And then it just gets repackaged like and put on YouTube. You can re-upload a whole stream or a segment on the stream, put it on YouTube, and it'll do sometimes perform just as well as if I went out and tried to create and ideate an entire YouTube video separate from the stream. Or I could just stream and like something cool could happen. It could be something I think of, or it could just be something random based on the title and thumbnail. You know how that works. That just gets clipped and repackaged, no editing, no nothing, and it gets a few 100,000 views. It performs just as well. It's crazy. It really is what is like the most important thing right now. Like you said, like there's streamers who are a fraction of as big as the Faze Rugs and people like that who are not getting nearly as much views or nearly as well known, but they're getting seen more because of people clipping their streams and pushing them out and repackaging them across different social medias.
And I wonder if that just lends to like it's just the synergy of the meta that we're talking about, which is live streaming, and this clip culture, which is like the Tate thing when he kind of came in and did you remember him on TikTok, like viral every single day. It's like you could not see the guy on TikTok. Like to me, he was one of the first people who really leveraged the clip game and like became a massive superstar through it.
Yeah, for sure.
And now that same concept seems to be like really heavily used in the streaming. And I don't know if it's like other YouTubers don't see the value in it, or if they're not focused on it, or what it is, but the clip culture seems to be like one of the most valuable things, because it's not even so much how many views you get on like a video per se. It's just that matters, and having live concurrent viewers matter, but like it's like getting people engaged with the clip part, which is becoming just almost just as important as the video itself.
Yeah, I remember, I think I was talking to Lacey about this, or maybe I saw a clip of Lacey talking about this months ago when he was talking about how he was coming up on stream, and that what helped him out, like build a foundation outside of everything he already had going on, was he would get clips. Like he would have clippers, and there would be certain things clipped from his stream. Sometimes he would go out of his way to do it. Sometimes it would just happen, and they would get posted. And because some of those clips popped off in the way they did, a few extra people would tune into his stream the next time he streamed.
Yeah.
And like it would slowly and gradually like get more. Like if you can convert like a fraction of a percentage of the people who watch your clips to someone who will then go and tap into your stream, you're growing. You know, you mean you're just getting bigger without actually really doing anything. You're still making the same content.
Yeah.
It's just how it's getting pushed to wider demographics.
Yeah.
All right, guys, quick interruption for the podcast. Transcend Company. So a lot of people message me and ask me really often about like supplements and stuff that I take. Lately, I've been really, really a huge fan of VPC 157, and I've gotten all this stuff from Transcend. Their quality of all their stuff is top notch. Like everything is pharmaceutical. Everything is like FDA compliant. Everything is like above board. Really amazing. Lately, besides the BPC 157 for inflammation, because my knee had been giving me such a problem and it just kind of made me avoid squatting in general, even though I promised like I wasn't just avoiding it in general, because my knee was actually up. But also something I've been really into lately has been NAD plus and glutathione. All these things you guys can get from Transcend, along with TRT, along with tons of other peptides, tons of other things that you guys might be interested in. Give it a shot if you guys want to. I promise you, whether you're taking TRT or peptides or supplements or anything, if you're just trying to feel better, you're trying to look better, you're trying to be better, you need to know this stuff. It's so important. And Transcend is a really easy way to do it. Go to transcendcompany.com/RAWTALK to get 15% off if you're a first-time customer. Go give it a shot. I literally cannot recommend this enough. Get your blood work done. Do not wait. I cannot recommend it enough. Transcendcompany.com/RAWTALK. First time, 50% off. Do it right now. Let's get back into this podcast.
So as a kid now who's like, I want to be a streamer, or I want to be a part of Faze, or whatever their idea is, how do you think they do it? What do you think they should focus on?
I would say, to answer that question, I would answer it the same way I answered the question of people being like, how do I get into YouTube? How do I get into content creation? How do I get in this space? I would say the most important thing is, like we talked about earlier, like your intentions. Like, are you genuinely like coming into this place because you want to, like, you think it's cool and you see yourself having fun doing it, and like for the right reasons, you know what I'm saying? And secondly, after that, like don't come into this space thinking like, oh, like I'm gonna cash out. Like don't start up a stream with 0 viewers and think like, okay, like the goal is millions of dollars. I just don't think that's the right mentality. You know, maybe I'm tripping, but that's how I've always seen it. And the second thing would be okay with doing this for a year, 2 years, 3 years without seeing insane growth. Without seeing like your numbers go from like here to here, without seeing like a lot of money coming in. You got to be okay with like, I don't know how to describe it, because it's like what happened to me and probably what happened to a lot of people. I didn't really pop in this space until like after 3 or 4 years of doing it like consistently, and then one day I looked and I'm like I'm at 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, how did this happen? And like, it almost, in some cases, like it seems like streamers pop overnight and YouTubers pop overnight. But in most cases, they've been doing this for a while and they've been grinding. And like, you got to be okay with keeping your head down and staying in your lane and staying focused and just working and like having fun with it. Yeah.
I mean, Ron's a good example. He was doing it for a minute, fell off, didn't do well, then blew up. Like,
Ron's a perfect example. Yeah, like last year, it's like a big part of Ron's lore. Like 2023, he had under 1,000 subscribers. I don't know how many.
I love how everyone uses the word lore now. It's such an old school word.
Yeah.
It's like a legit, like an old word. And everyone's like, that shit. Like everyone says that now.
We got to think of a synonym.
No, it's dope. It's dope. The lore.
But
I feel like I'm reading like a Diablo.
But yeah, he was really massive at one point on Twitch and like in the Fortnite scene, and like was crushing it. And then like, you know how this game goes, and sometimes like you're up and sometimes you're down. And in 2023, he had under 1,000 subscribers. I don't remember if it was 600, maybe 700 subscribers on Twitch, and was averaging a little over 1,000 viewers, I think. And now, if you look at right when the Subathon ended, he had.
Well, he told me he went down to even like, I think, a couple hundred viewers.
Yeah, even that.
Just chilling.
Like, and he was depressed. He was sad. He wanted to quit. He hated it. And you fast forward to today, this kid is at 60,000 subscribers, is in, I think he was the most watched streamer last month, the most watched streamer in one of the most subscribed Twitch channels. I'm so proud of him. I love Ron. He deserves all of it. You know, he kept his head down. He worked through the dark days, and, you know, where most people would quit. And he had a lot of other things going on in his life too that he hasn't really spoke on or shared with people that I know, because I'm close with Ron, that like he was just getting hit left and right, you know what I mean, by like bad things. And through it all, like he just like he kept going and he kept going, and like eventually it got better. And that should just be a testament. That should be like a perfect example of like, all right, like it sucks for you right now and you feel you're in the depths of depresso hell, but you're not going to feel this way forever. You know what I mean? You just got to keep going and trust the process. It's way easier said than done. You got to just trust the process, trust that the dots will connect and that things will get better. And look at how they worked out for him, for Ronnie-san. You know what I mean?
No, he's crushing, man. But why do you think people have a hard time accepting that idea that is not always supposed to be fucking rainbows and sunshine?
I don't know. I think.
Have you ever had a hard time accepting that it's like, when it's not great, it's like hard to allow that?
Yeah.
Even though you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, for like the past like 2-3 years, up until a few months ago, like I don't know. I feel like I've been down throughout different points in my life, but like really like coming to the realization, like over the past like 2-3 years, or I was like in my head coming to this realization, thinking like, am I cooked? Did I blow it? Like, did I work this hard in my life to be able to get to this position, to be able to have this platform and have this audience, just to let it slip through my fingers? And then not only that, to watch the brand that I love and that like me and my brothers created, to watch just also go up in flames. And I would just sit in my apartment like confused and like waiting for an update or for a text. And like, it was probably, like some of like the lowest points, probably debatably the lowest point I've ever been in my life, thinking like, wow, what am I supposed to do? Like, cause I genuinely feel like helpless, like watching this, and like, I'm trying like everything I can to insert myself and help. And like, I'm going to the warehouse every day. I'm calling Faze members every day. Like, yo, like, can you show up? Like, can we shoot this YouTube video? And it's like, no, like I got to do this. I got to do this. Like everything was so spread out and it was all up. And I'm like sitting here looking around, like I'm the only one here, like that's still trying to piece this together and like fix it. And like, I would like, have to come to this realization that like it's cooked, it's over. Like I got to figure something out. Like, cause this might be GG. And like, you're getting told things like, it's going to be fine. Like you'll get an update soon. You'll get an update soon. And then it's like, it gets pushed back. It's pushed back. I'm talking for like months, like year, like even up to like a year and a half where you're getting told things. It just didn't happen. And then thank God, like it ended up working out and we ended up getting it back and like rebooting it in the way that we wanted to. But for a minute, like I was sitting, like come to this realization, like I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. Like I feel like I've exhausted all my options.
What did you think was going to happen to you? Like, were you in a place where you were financially stable, or you're like, or you had to do something else? You're going to have to try to figure something else out on the internet. Like,
I really don't know. Like I think like I definitely like I could have been cool, like financially and like been smooth, but I would not have been happy.
Yeah.
I would have been miserable. I was miserable because like, this is what I care about. This is like what I'm passionate about. And it like was all gone. Like it was just gone. And there was nothing there to like fill that. You know what I mean? So sure, like I could have like figured something else out, but I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like I was doing other things. Like for a while, I was gonna box. I was training to fight for like a year and a half, and then I got hurt. And then I was like, okay, let me pivot this way. And like, instead of making my own YouTube videos, I'm gonna run the Faze channel because I see this obviously needs help. And then that felt even harder, like having to jump through loops of approval for certain things. And like a YouTube video for Faze, like how do I need to get approved certain things to make a Faze YouTube video? how do I need to get approval to like do specific things for a Faze YouTube video? You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't even sound real, you know? So I'm like sitting where I feel like I'm in this alternate timeline where like, holy shit, like this is like, this is not how this is supposed to go. This is not like where the story ends. Like I'm like, I was just like mad confused, bro. And I don't know. I honestly don't know.
So at the time when Banks, was it Banks who was really the guy who came and just like changed it?
Yes. He went and he got the money to be able to buy it back, to have control, you know, because we didn't have control because of like the way the company was split up. So he went, he got the money for it. We got what we needed back. And then we're like, okay, now we have control. Now we could press go. And like he had this whole plan for the reboot, like kick everyone, announce these 4 kids, structured around them. And like, it's crazy. Like, cause the original like reboot that we did, it was like, there were guys in Miami and there were guys in LA, and it was kind of divided. And for like the first like 2 months, it was like that. And it wasn't really until we all came together on accident, like accidentally, like we couldn't have scripted it. We couldn't have like been like, yo, like everybody meet up here and like in this house and let's all make content. Like we didn't do that. Like we were split up. Ron and Lacey had the house out here. Jason was visiting, right? Jason was in college. I was only at that house when everyone was there because I was doing a 7-day quitting nicotine stream, and I was going to do it at the Faze warehouse where I streamed for 7 days straight quitting nicotine. It was also Ricky's idea because he did it earlier. He like went and saw Hypnosis, they hypnotized
quitting the nicotine,
to quit nicotine. He's like, yo, you should do this and like make a video out of it and stream it. And I'm like, wait, that's actually a fire idea because I could also push this message because it is horrible, by the way, like nicotine addiction and just vaping in general.
I try to get addicted to nicotine just to beat it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
Yeah. Because everyone always talks about how difficult it is to quit nicotine. I was like, let me try this. And I've actually got addicted to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you addicted right now?
I could stop at any time.
Yeah, you're addicted. You're addicted. Yeah. You idiot, Brad.
No. But it's not the vape.
Bro, there's no way.
I swear to you. I even said it on a podcast, like must have been a year ago. I was like, I'm gonna start nicotine just to see if I could beat it.
And did you beat it?
So
when was the last time you hit a vape or smoked anything?
I don't vape. I've never actually vaped.
Oh, okay.
I've not vaped once. So it's all with the pouches.
Oh, okay.
It might be a lot easier to beat because there's been times where it's like weeks will go by and I don't even think about it. And I've actually never purchased one of those things. Yeah. I've just always found myself with them.
I get you, yeah.
So I could avoid it pretty easily. Now the vape, I can imagine because the amount of nicotine you're probably getting throughout the whole day is very, very hard to quit.
Bro.
So I've never actually touched a vape, and I've always said like I'm not gonna touch a vape because I know that like the oral fixation like memory thing that I need to do this, and then the nicotine on top of that is like the double addiction is.
It's terrible. It's so bad, and also it's so accessible. Like the thing is, I don't want to like dive too deep into it, but like when it was just cigarettes, like you couldn't just smoke it. I couldn't just like smoke a cigarette at a restaurant or on a plane, or in a house, like casually. You could smoke a vape anywhere. You could be in your bed, wake up in the middle of the night, grab your vape, hit it, go back to
on
it.
an airplane.
You can't do that with cigarettes. That's why especially for me, like I would wake up, and from the moment I woke up, first thing I did was hit my vape. I would finish my meal. First thing I did was vape. All throughout the day, from the moment I wake up to the moment I'm sleeping, to literally the moment like I'm passing out, like this thing was surgically attached to my hand.
So
like
how hard was that to quit?
I mean, honestly, like that was the first time I truly tried to quit, and I wanted to quit. I sat down with like a hypnotherapist who really,
really,
yeah, I swear, like they put you under and they hypnotize, like you get hypnotized, but also like there's a portion of the session that's therapy where his name's Carrie Gaynor. Shout out to Carrie.
Did
Gaynor.
you actually get hypnotized?
Yeah, and but like for 15 minutes, the first 45 minutes of the session, Carrie is just breaking down for you like how messed up it is that you have convinced yourself that this is okay, that this behavior of like putting these like cancer-causing chemicals in your body and smoking it, all day is okay and how bad it is for your health. So like he sits there and like opens your eyes and uses like a bunch of different examples and stuff like that. And then the last like 15 minutes they hypnotize you.
There's two people.
Oh no, Carrie hypnotized you. My bad. But it wasn't all that bad because
describe being hypnotized, because what the do you mean?
I
kind of don't believe it.
On some Get Out kind of, bro. Like you're in this chair and you recline, and then he says like, all right, look at a picture and like focus on one of the pictures on the wall.
Okay.
And then you're focused on the picture, and then he's like, close your eyes. Then he's like, okay, I'm gonna count down from 15, and you're walking down, like imagine yourself walking down a set of stairs, or you're in an elevator and you see the floors going down, and like he like walks you through it, and then you're it's like a state of relaxation.
Okay.
I don't think it's like the stigma of like I'm hypnotized and like you could tell me to like go jump off a bridge or something. Like, it's not like that.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
It's not like that. It's like a state of relaxation where he's like,
where you wake up and your butt's sore. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, none of that, dude. None of that. None of that.
I'm like, what the f- does that even mean?
Yeah, no, it's none of that.
You're like, what the hell?
It's not what.
Why is there baby oil here?
It's not like that. It's not what you think it is. But
okay. All right. Okay. Good. So it's like it seems like you're just more in like somewhat of a trance of like relaxation and just openness to what the f- he's saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly that. And then, he like just like talks to you for like 10 minutes and like kind of reiterates specific things. And then you wake up and you just like kind of feel refreshed and good about it, and you leave. And yeah, I mean, what made it easier for me was I made like a whole YouTube video about it, like a whole like documentary style video talking about how bad it was and going into detail, interviewing different people. And then saying I'm quitting, being like, okay, I'm quitting, and to hold myself accountable for quitting, I'm making this video, putting this out there, and I'm streaming for 7 days. So if anyone ever sees me hit a vape again, if I ever vape again, I look like a fraud. Like I look like the biggest, like I look like just a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to like, I completely burnt that bridge where it's like, okay, if I ever want to again, I literally can't, because I'm going to look crazy. Like it's going to just, and also I don't want to, like, I was finally at a point where I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not in that bad of a spot. Like I went and got tests done on my lungs and saw doctors and stuff like that. And I was in a good spot. I'm like, I don't want to be at a bad spot and have something bad happen where it's like, okay, now I should quit where it's too late.
Yeah. That's what happens to most people to actually really quit things, is like they need something that is really bad. Otherwise they just like keep falling back into the same routine.
Yeah. People, you just keep making excuses for yourself. You're like, yeah, it's fine. Like I'll do it later. It's like, just, if you want to quit, you'll quit. That's really the
and there's a funny thing how people think they have all the time in the world, and like we really don't. It's like, in all those choices you make, I mean, this goes for everything in life, whether it be like relationships, business stuff, like goals, whatever you're trying to do. It's like you keep making the same little decision that seems little to you, and then eventually it's like your life's choices. You're making these choices over how many years, and it's like then it starts to really affect you. You know, there's so many. This is a small example, right? Like the nicotine thing, where it's like, yeah, it's okay for a little bit. It's okay for a little bit. But, you know, you did it for, let's say you did it for 10 years, and then you have like real implications, health implications that you have to like kind of walk backwards now. It's like, I don't know. Everyone just has this sort of, maybe it's a younger thing where it's like, I have forever. And then you start to realize, well, I don't.
No, you don't. And you're like hyper, like you're like speed running your cardiovascular system. Like you could be like 30 with the cardiovascular system of a 50, 60, 70-year-old. You know what I mean? And I've like researched into this and interviewed people who had these bad things happen to them where they went to the doctor. They're like teenagers who were vaping, and like one day their lung collapses, and then like a doctor's like, yeah, you have like the lungs of like a 7-year-old man, and you're 18. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, how do you even vape that much? God.
Even know, because I thought I was like pretty deep into it. That's why when I went and got the test done, I was like kind of psyched out, but they were like, you're good. And I was like, all right, bet I'm off of this.
You were like, yeah.
Yeah.
You were from the sick clouds to like, nah, I'm trying to die, bro.
I'm trying to look after my health. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I was even in the house, like at that time when everyone kind of had came together because Ricky was like, you should do this, make this video. And I was like, bet. And I was going to stream it at the warehouse, but he's like, no, just stream it at the Faze house. Like, we got a crib now. There's going to be other Faze members there. I'm like, all right, bet. And then I did my 7-day stream there, and it went well. I had a lot of fun. I got to like develop relationships with all the new Faze guys.
So you kind of fell into like the Subathon thing, and you fell into the stream, not fell, but like you were doing it, but like into that whole group of people.
Yeah, because like initially, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been a part of that, or even like been like, yeah, like put me in there, like I'm down to do that, if I didn't really feel like comfortable around a lot of these guys, or have relationships with them, or was cool with them, or had already made content and done things like that, or even just like got like a little glimpse of it when I did my 7-day, and then I kept streaming for a little bit afterwards, just a little bit though, not like crazy, but it made enough sense to be like, okay, yeah, like we're gonna do this, you're a part of it, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But I did just fall into it, yeah. Like if you would have told me earlier this year, like, yeah, you'd be a streamer, or you would be streaming for 30 days straight, you're gonna end with 30,000 subscribers, you're gonna like have your own community of people who every time you turn on your stream, they're gonna watch.
Yeah, they like you and Ron together. I noticed that.
Yeah,
I see that a lot.
They do. They really with the streams me and Ron did. Shout out to Ronnie Stein. It's my boy. We won a few awards for some of our segments.
Well, like but who's making these awards? Is it like Faze awards, or like
they were the Faze awards? Yeah,
okay.
And they were fan voted.
Oh, fan voted.
It was like some segment we did the end of Subathon. But yeah, me and Ron, definitely that's my brother for sure. I've had a relationship with him for. Like, I was one of the people who brought him into Faze. Like, I went out to dinner, me, him, and Norton, when he was a part of a different org to recruit him. So I've been friends with Ron. I've been cool with Ron, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely, like, it's a lot. It's, like, from, like, the viewer's perspective, you can tell, you know what I mean? So I'm a lot, like, we can go and do something. Like, we could go to Best Buy, which is what we did. We would go
I've seen those clips.
We would go to Best Buy and just around and
who put payphone on? Did one of you tell someone to get the payphone on?
No, we never tell anyone to do that.
Wow, bro. So someone in there just knew he was in there and put it on.
Yeah. But also Ron is like a lot like me. Like, it's not like it's not like he needs to wake up on his stream and like really like ideate like, okay, what am I gonna do today? Like, I need to do this for this block and this for this block. He'll just wing it and like can make the content himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I mean, that's the key to a lot of success on the internet, especially long-term success.
Yeah, being able to like create content, or like,
that's all I've done forever. It's just fucking
wing it.
Like, even the interviews, everything. I don't like sit and be like, there's certain people maybe I'll do a little bit more background research on, like if I want like specific topical, like current stuff. But it's like, it either flows or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, like you said, the content or the audience will feel it. They'll feel the difference. I mean, it's probably easier to fake on YouTube because you can like cut it up.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, I think it's just, number one, you're gonna feel the best about it because it's more simple for you. But the audience will be like feel way more related to it because it feels more real. And which is why I think the live streaming stuff is so powerful. It's because there's an undeniability because it's live. Like, you can't deny who this person is or isn't. And I think that's why the people's relationship to like content creator is so much stronger, because they know who they are really fast, and they either love you or they hate you, and they make that decision like this. And I think it's just happening way faster.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Yeah, like, to add on to what you said, that like the audience sees it all happen in real time on a live stream. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, for example, when we were doing the Subathon, me and Ron went to go make a pizza, right? We're like, okay, we're going to go to Ralph's, get groceries for the pizza. And as we were walking to get pizza, this dude stopped us, and he just was like, yo, what's good? Like, y'all streaming? I'm trying to go viral. And he came and like, he came to the stream for a second and like was talking to us. And then we were going to go get food. But Ron was like, you know what? Let's just sit down. And we sat down on the floor of Ralph's parking lot for 2 hours. It was light out when we sat down. And by the time we left, it was dark. And we talked to this dude named Alan for 2 hours that we didn't even know. And like, from a viewer's perspective, we're kind of like, what is happening too? But we're in it. But everyone that's watching is probably like, what the is going on? Like,
what was he talking about? Trying to go viral?
Bro, talking about everything. We were talking about the government for a while. He was talking about like how there's like what popped it off was he was saying, we asked him like how to make pizza, and he's like, if you want to make good pizza, like there's this specific cheese that the government like is hiding.
Stop!
I swear. And he was dead. No, he was dead ass. He was like, there's a government cheese that like is like perfect for pizzas.
Why would they hide that?
Why,
bro? Please tell me someone asked like, why would they hide the perfect cheese though?
No, bro.
It's just too good. It's just gonna unlock all the secrets in life.
Oh, and then he started talking about like the conspiracies and like pigeons for a little while, and the Anunnaki or something like that.
The Anunnaki,
like some sort of like advanced race. I'm not even fully sure that was real still, because like the depths of the conversation we went into.
What did this guy look like?
He at first like people thought he was homeless, but he wasn't homeless. He was like, he looked chill, like he looked like a regular dude. He had a backpack on. He had like a clean shave. He had glasses.
He gets up, he hops in a Rolls Royce and drives off. No,
that would have been crazy. But we just sat there for like 2 hours talking about like, I can't even go back and tell you everything because I was so in it and I was so confused. Just like probably everyone watching, which is what I think is cool about streaming. Like you can't account for those variables.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what makes like a big difference for YouTube. Like that'll never happen on YouTube. I mean, it can, but you'll never be able to really see the like how authentic and organic it is.
Yeah.
Because it's posted after the fact and it's edited and things like that. But,
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that like, you know, right away, you'll know pretty quickly that like this is super real. And I think a lot of people are just kind of looking for that nowadays. Cause like I could edit something and someone could watch it and they can get glimpses of who they think that person is or what that person's trying to portray themselves to be. But with streaming, it's like it is or it isn't exactly what I think it is real quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because like I could edit something to like appear this way or appear that way. But you see someone live, you go, oh, this is this way. It's undeniable. And I think people come to that conclusion way faster. And also like the live aspect of it just being like, could be random, where you're talking about those events where it's like, this is just way more engaging because like anything could happen. Those two ideas is what makes streaming the meta. And why? Because like you got to think, as a content creator who's doing this for so many years, myself, I look back on all the times when it's like I go viral, I get views, I do all this stuff, like all the viral shit, jumping out of the pool, all the crazy lifting girl stuff. And they were all moments for people to see me, but like not really see me for who I am, right? And the people that like really got engaged with me over time, who like, oh, I've been watching you for 10 years, 15 years, however long that has been. It's always people who, whenever I had those conversations with people, whether it be on a DM or in person, it's like, yo, I watched this video where you talked about this, you talked about something about your life and you helped me or you pushed me or you motivated me to do this with my life. They're more meaningful, right? So that relationship of like how I like got popular or stayed relevant in this person's mind is to something like kind of closer to them instead of just, oh, it's a viral moment, it's gone. So what I'm saying is, to say all that is like the live stream thing, you create that relationship so much faster.
Yeah.
So much faster. It's because there's the undeniability in it.
Yeah. It's the meta for sure.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely like fun. Like I'm surprised how much fun I have doing it because I never was a streamer or anything like that. And I feel like now, especially after doing it for 30 days straight, that I am. And I'm excited right now. Like what day it is. It's like we're 5 days removed and I'm like hyped to start
stream again.
To like turn my stream on again and talk to my viewers about like what's going on and like touch on specific things. It's like, it's generally fun. And like, I haven't had this like passion for this. Like I haven't felt excited for like being in front of a camera or creating content like this in years, bro. And it's really refreshing. And I really owe it to all of these new guys who came in, Jason, Silky, Max, Lacey, and Ron too. Ron is not newer, but like I owe it to them. The newer guys who we announced, because they came in and like, you know, I was in the crib with all of them and like I saw how, you know, they kind of like treated it and like how they did their thing and like found a way to kind of like, I don't almost like make it work too, where like it didn't feel forced and like we genuinely like had fun on camera together and were doing things that like made sense, you know what I mean? And they really came in and pumped life back into this brand. I can't stress it enough. Like shout out to all these guys, and they crush it during the Subathon. You know what I'm saying? Like Jason ended the second most subscribed streamer, 100,000 subs. Max hit 80K, insane. I think 81 actually. Ron was over 60K. Lacey was at 50K. I was at 30. Silky was at 25. We were all in the top 15 of Twitch, and I'm super proud of these guys and super grateful for all of them. Because like I said, this is something that I care about. Like Faze is something that I really care about. And that last day on the awards, seeing like everyone come together, like that was my favorite part of the whole thing. Like having Rug call me in the morning being like, oh, what are you guys doing today? I'm like, oh, the Subathon is, bro. You got to come. And Rug being like, all right, bet, I'm coming. Like that has never happened.
Well,
like,
yeah, Rug leaving San Diego is like a Pokemon, like rarest.
Yeah. Like, and like having him be like, oh, bet, like I'm dropping everything and I'm coming to be a part of like this phase. Like,
yeah,
bro, for like 2-3 years, like no one wanted to be a part of it. It felt like dead, like the life sucked out of it. And like, you know, Banks, like seeing how Ricky like is tapped into all the streams and like calling like different guys throughout the day, being like, all right, like what's going on here? Like what the fuck is happening? Like making boss calls from behind the scenes, and like as tapped in as he am. I haven't even seen him in this mode in years, where he like is so like in it, like in the space, and like constantly like absorbing like information and like figuring out like different directions to take Faze and different like members in terms of their content and shit. And it's just cool, and I'm just grateful, you know, for all of it, and grateful that I have a place in it and that I have a role that works, that you know, like that, like I feel comfortable in, you know what I mean? Like, cause for a while, like I said, like I was sitting around thinking like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And like this, I kind of fell into this without really planning it, and it's gone really well. And the Subathon went really well, and I'm really excited to see what's next for all of us and for Faze, and start my stream back up. And you know, I'm going to be with all the guys in the crib. I got a room set up over there now, which is fire. And yeah, I'm just grateful, bro. This is fun, and I can't believe how fun it is for me, you know, being someone who was so far removed from it, who like didn't care to make content or be in front of the camera. Like I still cared about it to an extent, but not like I am now. Like I'm not like, I'm dead ass excited to like to stream again.
Yeah, to make the content. I get it. I fully get it. So what do you think the future holds? Do you think it's just like like a constant sort of figuring out of IRL streaming for you, and then also for Faze?
For me, I mean, I think it's just, I'm not going to overthink it, just like I did with YouTube. I just got to turn it on. I just got to hit the button and take it from there. Like that's what's cool about streaming, is like you figure out things on the go. I'm also going to be in a Faze house with the guys. So like that also makes it easier that I'm not by myself. I'm not isolated. I'm not like trying to constantly figuring out things to do by myself, because that's what was always fun for me. The collective, like the group, like doing stuff with a group or doing stuff with other guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm excited. Steve just moved in, so same kind of shit for me. Yeah,
I used to be roommates with Steve.
Yeah,
and the Nelk boys. That was fun when I saw y'all the other day, because we've all been tapped in for like a minute, bro. I made a video with you in 2017. You remember that?
Yeah.
You came to the Newport house. That's when I first really met Nelk, when they came to the Newport house and we made a video. But we also made a video.
Yeah.
Where you like broke into the house with a chainsaw or something.
Yeah.
It was some skit. I used to love doing that on YouTube. That's what I miss the most about YouTube, is like I would vlog a lot and do different styles of videos, but I love making skits. Like I love doing
you can just do that on live. You can like plan it and then just go do it live.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Obviously with the edits, you can't edit, but
you got to fully commit to a character, which I've kind of like done on specific things for different things. Like, with the whole pigeon thing, and like when I was in Japan, like I was.
Wait, what's going on with the pigeons? Wait, explain this. I didn't see that. What's the pigeon thing?
Brad, it's fucked up, dog. It's super fucked up. I actually just remembered I got to go to New York City so listen, I was in Japan, and the pigeons over there, they look crazy as Yeah, so there we go.
Wait.
Like that's pretty much the whiteboard I had made, or I guess it's like if you.
Well, you're saying the pigeons are spy things?
Like here, click on that TikTok where it says like.
Oh, look, right there, bottom left.
You see that board in the background? Like, I pretty much figured out that the pigeons are connected to the murder of John F. Kennedy.
To JFK.
Yeah,
pigeons are connected. Like just specific a certain group of pigeons, or just pigeons in general?
China, Japan,
Okay.
like Northeast Asia. Yeah, they're super tied into it. There's just it goes deep,
Like
bro.
the pigeons didn't like. They didn't like him.
No, it was. I mean, he was not trying to approve of funding for because there was pigeon warfare going on.
Nah, like I was just trying to figure out like why like they were not giving enough feed to certain pigeons, and they had to rally against. It was like they were trying to censor the pigeon speech, or what? What was the?
So pretty much to like spark note this for you. I was in Japan and I was bullshitting. I was like walking around the park like. And I saw a pigeon, and they're like big in Japan. Like they look like they're on creatine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like bigger and they don't fly away. So I like made a few comments about it. And then like I went back by myself and I started taking pictures of them. And I had like a page of pictures of them on my photo roll album. And I showed them to Ron on stream. And then I just kept going deeper and deeper into it and like playing into it because it's just fun. And yeah, like, I mean, there's real, genuine conspiracy theories about them, but I was obviously like
the pigeons did 9/11 or what?
Yeah, like crazy, like they're drones and that they're spying on people and like I don't know. I was just having fun with it because like obviously there potentially could be some truth into it. You know what I'm saying? But it was just fun for me, and I like did this whole thing where like I made that board and like then I had got arrested. And the CIA had sent me a cease and desist. But during my subathon, like it's a part of like my I guess like streaming arc is the pigeons. Like it's very real. And after I started doing all this with pigeons, the state of New York said they're making a pigeon statue. They're releasing an 18-foot pigeon statue in October. So I'm going
this month.
And I was one of my sub goals for 25K. And I'm not going to scam. I'm going to fly to New York on my ones and go shut this down. I'm not letting it unveil because there's some deeper, darker, twisted shit going on.
Why would they make a pigeon statue?
And the timing is like almost methodical. Like they're throwing it in my face, you know, like, oh, they see me, you know, talking about.
I don't know if it has anything to do with you. It's just also weird.
See, type in New York pigeon statue here. Let's pull this up. This had came across my desk last month. The first link. 16-foot tall pigeon is coming to New York City. Look at that fucking thing, Brad.
Why? Well, it says, why would you put that there?
They're mocking me. They're making a mockery of me, bro.
It's also just weird. No, it's like pigeons are super dirty. Like, why are they like ideating a pigeon?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go check it out and try to see if I can stop this because I'm not.
You
going
should tear
for
it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if maybe I could get inside of it. I don't know.
Pause. Inside of it? What the
statue? The statue.
I don't know. Just the way you said it. Just get inside of the pigeon, bro.
I need to take a look. I need to take a deeper look, bro, and see what's really see what's going on.
Perfect.
But
so the pigeon. So okay, you said scam, which is funny. So what? Do like a lot of streamers scam for subs?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really look into it that much, but I feel like sometimes, like, I think like an important thing, and like I remember Jason was saying this when we were on the Nelk podcast, where he was like, an important thing is obviously like being authentic, but like also if you say you're going to do something,
yeah,
you should do that. Yeah. And I think that goes with anything in life, you know, not just streaming. But I said like with my chat and my community, I was like, yo, like I'm going to do this if we hit 25K, and they want to see it. So I'm gonna do it. It's just like anything in life. If you say you're gonna do something, you should stick to it. And I think it also like doubles down on it when you're like, all right, if I get this number, I'll do it. And so I hit that number and I'm gonna do it. And also like it's just I think it would be entertaining. I think it would be fun. I think my chat and my viewers would enjoy that. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it.
What does 30,000 subscribers equal like income on Twitch?
Well, it's $5 to subscribe to someone. So 30 times 5, about $350,000.
And so, but you keep what? You keep half of that? That's bad math, huh? The pigeons did that to you, dude.
Why'd you say damn?
Because the pigeons, bro. You just threw a random number out there. The pigeons, honestly.
I said 350,000, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah, I'm super high right now. No kidding." So what's the actual number?
It's like for subs. I mean, there's splits on Twitch, so you don't get 100% of that $5, but the 5 times 30 is like 150,000.
Yeah,
but you don't keep all of that. Like there's splits on Twitch, like that you get, just like YouTube with ad revenue on YouTube. Like, you know, you give a portion of that to Twitch, but like it's like $150,000 for 30,000 subs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So which is sick, and I'm super hyped on it, and that's why I'm really excited to start streaming again.
How do you like? I mean, besides making good content, how do you encourage people to subscribe?
I mean, well, the subathon obviously helps because subs are cheaper, and if they sub, it increases your timer, and we did it as a group. But yeah, like you could also like, I mean, I got banned for doing this because I didn't realize it was TOS, but I was encouraging people to sub because me and Lacey one day were like, yo, we're like in the last like 3 days, and me and Lacey, like, Lacey's my home. Like Lacey, I really love Lacey, bro. He's such a good person, and he's hilarious. And I see a lot of myself in him. And we were like towards the end of the subathon. We always talk about football, and like we do football segments, and like he watches NFL a lot, and we didn't get to watch it during the subathon, right? Because we were streaming the whole time. So like on one of the days we had just finished a segment, like we didn't really have anything planned later in the day. There was a football game on. It was either Saturday night or Sunday night. And he was like, yo, do you want to just watch the game? And like, we'll sit and like have the camera on. We can't show the game, but we could put it on a monitor and just like sit in front of the camera. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, and also he's like, I think he just hit 40,000 subs. He's like, I'm trying to drink. He's like, every 50 gifted, let's take a shot.
Oh, that's TOS.
That is TOS. I have learned that is TOS, and I'll, can't do that ever anymore. But me and him sat down and we're like, all right, every 50 gifted, we're going to take a shot of Hennessy. And we got a lot of subscribers that night.
They try to get you ripped.
I was so drunk. I honestly can't even believe it. I got like, bro, I don't know. I actually should try to look at the actual number. But before we even left, because like we were watching the game, we totally stopped watching the game. I think we each got like 1,000 subs in that like less than an hour where we were like, okay, every 50 gifted.
How did you find out it was against TOS?
I got banned. I got banned. I woke up the last day of the subathon and I was banned. The dead last day I woke up and I saw an email and it was like, it was something like Twitch account adapt has been suspended. And every day I would wake up and like you would wake up, and when I wake up, I would see the chat be like, oh, he's up, and like you see the chat start moving a little bit. Nothing's moving over there. And I see this on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, I was so bummed out. I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be able to finish this. I'm on the 1 yard line, and I got banned, and we ended up figuring it out. And I got to finish the subathon with the boys, but I was like, I was so sad when I woke up that day. But yeah, it's TOS to ask for gifted subs
for like something like that
to drink, or probably, yeah. So that was definitely a way we did it. But other than that, like the whole idea of a subathon is to get subscribers and like,
but just in general speaking, like as a streamer, what do you think the best ways for people who are watching, like, yo, how do I fucking do this? Like, what are the best ways to get subs besides making good content?
I mean, for me, I'm still so new to this space, so I don't know if I could speak on it that crazily, but I would just say like the more consistent you are streaming, the more you stream, the more people are going to want to sub so they get less ads, right?
Yeah.
Or they get no ads at all. And then also, yes, setting up sub goals and actually doing them is probably another good thing to encourage people to subscribe or encourage people to give. But I think the main underlining thing is being consistent. So people who are in your streams every day, like they're eventually going to be like, oh, you know what? I don't want any more ads. I'll drop Amazon Prime on this, or I'll subscribe,
Yeah. So back to the question I had earlier. What do you think the future for Faze is? Is they're just going to focus on IRL content?
I mean, we're really on some day to day like with Faze, and like that's kind of how it's always been. But we have a few things planned. We have something big planned. We have an announcement coming actually pretty soon. We just shot a video the day after Subathon. We're announcing something pretty cool.
A new member?
No, nothing like that. I don't know if we were gonna announce a new member anytime soon, because I feel like throwing something in, a new person in the mix right now, I don't know if that's necessarily what we need to do.
Yeah.
But I think what's next is just, like we don't like we have something big planned in December, like a bigger thing, kind of like, how we had the Subathon.
Yeah.
And then we had the LA house, and then before the LA house, we had the Founding Fathers land where Banks played Nate. Like there's a few moments after the reboot that you can point to that all sort of segued into each other, some smaller, some bigger. But we have something big planned in December. But I mean, as long as we're all together and we're all around each other and we're all doing our thing, streaming, helping each other out, whatever, this and that, that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters right now. And you're just going to have to see what we got planned. I know there's something big in December, but other than that, we're just going to keep doing our thing. We'll be at the Faze crib.
Had there been any points just during the Subathon or just making content with the new guys where like there's like real issue?
I mean, I can see it when some of them get for real mad or when some of them are genuinely over it. Where there have been some real issues, and sometimes between like the guys, there was a few times where some people like got mad at each other and snapped on each other and things like that. But like that's normal, you know what I mean? When you're living in a house, just in general, if you're living in a house and you have roommates, you're going to snap on your roommates at times, you know what I mean? And now you throw in the fact that you're streaming 24/7 and you have a camera and you have a chat and like people are dictating and gaslighting and like saying this and saying that, like it makes it a lot like harder to like control yourself at times, you know? So I have seen times where like guys like will get over it or get snappy and like, be like this, you know what I'm saying? But like ultimately at the end of the day, we're all brothers. We're all there for each other. We're all like doing this for the same reasons, you know what I mean? And we all come together and everything's all good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna make content outside of streaming now?
I don't know if I'm gonna start doing stuff on YouTube again, because I'm having so much fun with streaming. Like I genuinely don't see myself being like, all right, I don't want to like sit and plan out a YouTube video when I could just do a stream and clip like a cool part, like a segment from the stream or a fire stream, and upload it on my Adapt Live channel, which has not like my Adapt Live channel has like 30,000 subscribers, something so small, like almost as much, maybe a little bit more than I had on Twitch. My Faze Adapt channel has 6 million subscribers, 6 million subscribers, and I haven't posted on it consistently in a few years. I could go ideate a YouTube video and shoot a YouTube video for my Faze Adapt channel and post it. But I think I could clip one on my stream. I know I could because I've done it in the past month and post it on my, have it get posted on my Adapt Live channel and it'll outperform it.
Yeah.
So I don't see that being, and also it's not something that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like sure, like I could build it up and it could be good, but I don't think I'd have fun like forcing myself to make YouTube videos. I have fun streaming though.
Yeah. It's crazy how like that becomes like, just think about this whole conversation we've had so far. The most important thing to be good at anything is like not necessarily just to have fun, but to like actually enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously having fun is the goal, but you can't just go and do things and have fun and be like, it's going to make me money. And right. That's not a realistic thing, but enjoying the thing that you're actually doing seems to be the thing that is just congruent and consistent in like this conversation and so many conversations I've had in the past about how people found success was like actually, although at times it's definitely work, still having fun and enjoying that work because it's you're like just genuinely a part of you is like truly there and in it and having fun, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can't say it's never work, and it's to know like because people hear this, they'll be like, oh, I'm just supposed to have fun. If I'm not having fun, then if it's work, it's not fun. That's not what I'm saying because it's definitely work and it has to be work. But if you're not finding that enjoyment in it, if it's something specifically like in like a content creation space, and the internet in general. And if you don't like it, you're 100%, it's not sustainable. You're not going to continue it. It's not going to grow. People are going to feel it. I think whether it's like streaming or YouTube content, I think the key is, are you actually enjoying it? Is it something that you can truly engage in and people see it and can feel it? And then they'll be like, oh, whether it's they want to be a part of it or they want to do something like that or they can learn most from it. I think that's just the key, is like really loving what you're doing.
100%. And also, I was stressing this to the guys when we finished, like, because I've obviously been in this space for a while, like just like you. I've lived in Faze houses. When I first came into the Faze house, I was the younger one, like the youngest one. Also the dumbest, if I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like I had the least life experience. I didn't even know how to do my laundry. I barely knew how to make eggs.
Now it's flipped.
Yeah, and so now you look at, like, you fast forward to today, I'm looking around like this is like such a full circle moment. Yeah. Like it's crazy as hell. But also, like, I was trying to stress to these guys, like, you gotta like give yourself time. Like sometimes, like you gotta like not burn yourself out of this. Like, because I see it in all of them. They all have this passion for this. They all love this. They're all consumed by this space. But if they let it like take the front seat completely and they start putting things like their mental health and their physical health, even like their emotional health, like if they put that in the back seat and just it's all content, stream, chat this, this, they're gonna burn out and crash. And the passion for this that they have, it's this thing that they love so much that they've built such a career on is gonna be the thing that they grow to hate.
Yeah,
because it happened to me. I've seen it happen to.
Oh, I've seen it happen to everyone.
All of the homies. You probably have too.
It's happened to me.
It's probably happened to you too. It happens to everyone in this space. And like, I'm sitting here trying to tell them, like, because we just did 30 days straight, right? Some of these guys, like Max in particular, he did 100 days. And then he gave himself like a 2-3 day break. And then he jumped into this streaming again and then in the Subathon. And I'm trying to talk to some of these guys about like, all right, like we're finishing the Subathon. It's the last day. Like, what's everyone going to do? And like, some guys are like, oh, I'll take this much time off. I'll take this much time off. Some guys are like, oh, I'm gonna start streaming again 2 days, 3 days. And it's like, that's cool. Like, I'm not going to tell you not to do that if that's what you want to do, but you need to like really make sure you're paying attention to your own health outside of this. Like, you need to exist outside of streaming to some capacity, or you're going to burn out and it's going to suck.
Yeah,
it's gonna suck.
It is weird how like sometimes like the thing that we like love and enjoy the most can like really fuck us up.
It's like a really up double-edged sword. Like,
yeah, I wonder if it's just that. I mean, there's got to be a lot of things in life that are like that, like work-wise in relationship to like enjoyment. But the internet's got to be one of the hardest things to like really balance that, because it's that external dopamine that you get from like the views or the likes or the money or whatever it is in relation to it.
It's up.
Yeah, and then it's like a drug, because then it's like, oh, you feel like you're supposed to want more, and if you don't want more, then it's a problem. So like, and then you also feel like if you stop a party, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah. So there's like that real thing that happens, and so then you have this fear that's also baked into this like dopamine response system that's like, if I don't do it enough, it's not gonna be there anymore. It's crazy. The internet's nuts for that. That's the biggest thing. Like, advice wise to people who want to get into it is like what you're saying is so important, because you'll get caught up in that like yo-yo effect of like views, like a lot, a little, more, less. And then you're like, it's great, it's bad, it's great, it's bad. And then your like love for it can shift, because now you're like, okay, I have to get back because I was here and I have to do enough to get there again. And then like it fits with you mentally and your ego. And it's just
so
nasty
much
cycle. But you're so right, dude, to people watching and to the Faze guys, whoever's like interested in streaming and being consistent and having long-term success. There has to be days where you're like, yo, am I just good without all this? Because I am, and you are, and you can be. It's just like, but you got to be like actually realizing it. Otherwise, you just get caught in the cycle, and it's almost like never enough.
Never enough. You're constantly like, you're saying like, you're like, oh, I got to get this much views. I got to go bigger. I got to go better. And it's like, oh, like my views are down to here now. Like, this is me up mentally. Like, am I doing something wrong? Do I need to do this? And it's like this cycle, and it's messed up, because what ends up happening is like you let how your content is performing dictate your mood. Like dictate like if you're happy that day or if you're bummed out that day. Not you don't let the quality of the content or if the video is good, it's how it performs, which is fucked up. It's like, because you could still be in your head making videos that you think, wow, this is a great video, like this is gonna go crazy, or this will at least like get here, and then it won't, and you're like, hang on, like, and it's just weird because like there's no blueprint for what we do, like in this content internet space. There's no case studies of like, all right, like look what I mean. Maybe now there are, like, you've seen people come up and then people go crazy and people lose it and then people come back.
Yeah,
but there's really like not a lot of data like to be like,
no,
like,
it's still brand new.
Yeah. But like it is, like you said, it's a cycle where you're constantly like comparing yourself to your past self,
100%,
or like your past numbers, and then you're trying to think like, what do you need to do to get here? And then also you feel like you can't take a break because especially with like YouTube and streaming, like you're like, if I take a week off, like what's gonna happen to these numbers?
They're gonna forget. It's it. But it's just about. I mean, I think as a streamer, if you took like a couple months off, you're gonna get less viewers when you come back. But even in some cases, I don't know though.
For sure. I mean, I think it depends on your relationship with your community. Yeah. And also depends on your community. Like if you spent years like really catering to and making content and streaming every day to your specific community, then sure, I do think like you could take a little bit of time off and come back and they'll be there. Like Rage, for example. Rage is on a break right now. He hasn't streamed, I think, in like 2 months. But he's got one of the most active communities and engaging communities in all of streaming. YRG, shout out to YRG. And I think that when he comes back and he starts streaming again, wherever he starts streaming, they're all gonna be there, and it's gonna it might even be bigger than what he expects. He might even come back and make more noise depending on.
Do you know why he stopped?
What direction? Probably. I mean, I think it's because he hasn't taken a break in 7 years. Like he's like, that's what he was saying. Like he's consistently been in this world streaming every day for 7 years. He's done everything, you know what I mean? And like he's done his thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he deserves like some time off to like think about like himself and his life and like what he has going on. And also he's got to make a decision if he wants to stream on Twitch or if he wants to stream on Kick. You know what I mean? Because he's doing his Kick thing right now. I think he just finished his year on Kick. And so now it's like, all right, where do I want to go? Do I want to go to Twitch or Kick? Because it's like a decision you got to ask, like, do you want it? Like, do you want the bread? Do you want money? Or do you want to be able to like grow more and be able to take this to a higher level?
You think growing is on Twitch?
Yeah. I think it's just, I think it's undeniable that if you're streaming on Twitch and you go over to Kick, you're going to stunt your growth. Just because when people think about live streaming in general, like that's on Twitch, like the amount of people you could reach on Twitch is a lot broader. And also Kick has like a reputation for who streams on there and like the type of streams, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. A lot of people have Twitch on their phone, but I don't think a lot of people have the Kick app on their phone. And this is not me throwing shade or anything. Yeah. I just think that as a creator, an upcoming creator, especially like if you make that pivot to another platform, it could be anything. It could be Rumble, it could be Kick, it could be any of these platforms. Your viewership is gonna stunt. Yeah. It would be like
just because the user base is not as large. I don't know. One of the main things.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. There was a competitor to YouTube years ago. I forget what it was, but they were offering massive deals for YouTubers to exclusively go post their YouTube videos on there, like millions of dollars. I forget what it was. It was like 2017, 2018. But like
I kind of remember that.
I forget what it was, bro, but it was a competitor to YouTube. And I'm pretty sure they offer, I don't know if it was me or maybe it was Norden or one of the guys in the house, a lot of money, or maybe it was me, like a lot of money up front to just post on this platform and announce that you're switching to this platform. And I thank God none of us did, because that would have for sure like derailed or we would have pivoted in a direction that was a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because at that point it's just you're doing it just for dollars, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. Like I don't have nothing against that, but I think that if you still want to keep going up in this game and in this space, that there's a way to do it.
Yeah, you still think Twitch is that platform?
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely feels that way. I think that it's just the user base is so much wider.
Yeah,
They
just
have
for the
more-
simple fact that there's more people on that
people
app.
still think of that as like that's where you go to watch live stream stuff. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kick's done a good job for sure with what they have. I think it started off. It almost seemed like solely from Aiden's audience is kind of like what was on Kick, you know?
Yeah. I do think it's been the only company or platform that has came and stood next to Twitch
100%.
for as long as it has, and it came the right, like it popped it off the right way with having Aiden come over,
Yeah.
and then Rage come over, and then XQC I'm pretty sure too.
He's
and
over there. I think they did all the right things. It's just a matter of like continuing that climb for them if they want to actually like really rival Twitch on the thing that we're talking about, which is like, where's the baseline? Okay, you know, at one point everyone goes to LA because that's where everyone is to make content. Like that's like the Twitch, right? So it's like they definitely, I think they're doing a great job at trying to compete in that lane. It just probably takes a little bit more time to really get there.
Yeah,
for sure.
They need to like consistently be right there next to them for a few years, because no one has.
Never, yeah.
No one ever has, which is crazy to even think about.
Did you go back to Arizona at all?
I haven't gone back in a minute. The last time I was back, I went with me and my parents went to game 2 of the Suns and Wolves series, or was it game 3, and we lost. We got swept. Yeah, tragic. That was a very tragic trip.
Tragic.
The Suns got fucking swept, bruh. Are we for real?
Yeah.
In the first round?
Yeah.
Are we serious? I was so bummed. But no, that was the last time I was back, probably in June. I used to go home a lot more. I used to like dead ass go home every month and see my family and my friends out there, but I haven't been back and I need to go back. I was going to go back after the Subathon ended, but it's been such a hectic week. Like the day after Subathon, we had to shoot all day. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I was moving. I'm still moving homes. And then last night, I had a shoot with Rug. And then I woke up today, and now we're doing this.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been like, I can go.
So when are you going to go take a break? Or you get back to it?
I don't know, because now I feel like we were saying earlier, it's so fucked up, because now I feel like if I take too long off after the Subathon, like, are people gonna load up into my stream when I turn it on? You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
be there.
yeah, but like I don't want to take too long of a break, and also not be like I do think time away is important, but also like with streaming, I don't feel like I know enough around it. I feel like I can balance in like my actual life and streaming, like where like I go to the Faze house, I stream out my room there, I do stuff with the guys, and then also like if I want, I could go back to my crib and chill and stuff like that. So I don't know when a real break will come, like a real vacation. Maybe closer to Thanksgiving, probably. Yeah. I think I'm going to take a real, like, okay, I'm going to go to a trip somewhere. Because I don't think I've taken an actual vacation in years, bro. Maybe like not for content. Like I went to Japan.
I haven't, yeah. My trips have always been for content.
With all the guys, but we were streaming the entire time. Like that's not really a vacation, you know? We went there with the purpose of like, okay, we're streaming and making content. I'll probably take one closer to Thanksgiving, like the week leading into Thanksgiving, and then go home and see my family and stuff like that. I think that'll be fine.
Yeah. And so one last question, the gym for you, how important is that? Because you seem like to be serious about it. Like you showed up at least Zoo a bunch of times. Like you guys like actually train. You definitely look like you actually train.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but when I watch you train, it's like you've done it and you like it. It seems like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's always been a part of my life since I started really making like content like that. If you go back in my vlogs when I was in high school, there were always segments of my vlog where I was in the gym with my boy Mo, and we were always working out, always it was like a part of my routine. And over the years, there's been times where it's like stayed in my routine, like especially like in the Faze houses. We had gyms and like a lot of the Faze houses, so it was a lot easier every day to like go with one of the homies, and like we would go lift. Like me and Tensor would lift at the Faze house on Weed Lake, and then me and Rice would lift at Clybourne with Sean, our security guard, and he would just run us through workouts. And yeah, I've definitely learned a lot of things over the years of consistently lifting, and I think it's super important to like not just for your physical health, but for your like mentally, like to go and like work out. At least for me, you know what I mean? And during the subathon, we're streaming 24/7, right? We're streaming our whole lives. Like, so I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, guys, there's no way we shouldn't be in the gym every day. Like, there's no way. There's a gym right here. Brad is letting us go to his gym every day. We can go in there with androids, not feel like weirdos.
Yeah.
Right? Because you saw how it is when we all pull up. It's like this for the podcast, except they're handheld and it's cameraman behind every tripod.
Yeah.
And it's like a psyched out Black Mirror episode every time I'm in public with everyone. Cause it's like obviously like me and like Lacey and Max and Ron, maybe like it'll be us and we'll be out. And then there'll be 4 cameramen with all like with us, like pretending like they're not there sometimes. And it's just like a weird feeling, you know what I'm saying? But I told all the guys, I was like, yo, we should all be in the gym working out every day. Brad's got this sick gym.
Yeah.
I can like run us through workouts and stuff. And everyone like in the crib before the subathon was all like, yeah, I want to work out. I want to do this. And everyone's always like, I want to do this. Well, let's do it. Yeah. So I would wake up every morning, wake everyone up, knock on their doors, call their phone, whatever. I'm like, all right, we're leaving in 30 minutes. Then we would all get in my car and go to the gym, work out. Thank you, by the way, again.
Of course, brother.
For opening up the gym for us. There was times where you even left it open at night, you know, a little bit later where I could come in. So that was super clutch. And it's an important part for me now with streaming. It's a little tricky because I'm someone who's like very used to like a routine. So like if I work out, I want to wake up and work out off the wake up and then go start my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how I've been my whole career.
Yeah. Sure. And for a while, like up until I started streaming, I was doing that at Unbreakable, you know that gym?
Yeah.
Shout out to Unbreakable, like, cause you go in there and like really, it's like you're really moving and working out. And they also have a lot of cool recovery stuff. I would wake up every day and hit either the 8 a.m. or the 10 a.m. work out for like a year and a half. Sometimes I would box or do like Muay Thai or whatever else was going on in there. And then I would go start my day. And it's just great. Like you have this like false sense of accomplishment when you leave the gym.
False sense?
Well, I mean, really, you're just doing the bare minimum, like to not be a lazy, like a lazy piece of shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, I mean, and maybe I'm like over exaggerating because like when you're in the gym, you're not doing the bare minimum, you know, like you're still in there working. But like, it's not hard to go block off 45 minutes a day because that's really all you need.
Nah, everyone makes excuses though, 100%.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing them. I'm not hearing them. That's why I'm knocking on these fools' doors. I'm like, yo, let's go. I'm leaving. If you're not in my car by 11, we're out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's important. It's important for your physical health and also your mental health. And you just feel good when you leave the gym. Like it's like you get like this dopamine hit, and you know, then you see the results, and then like, you know, it's like a routine. Like you go to the gym, you take you work out, you go get a protein shake, and then you shower, and then you start your day. You know what I mean? Like it's all very like, it's like a habit, and I like the process. I like going to the gym. I like listening to music on the way to the gym. I like being in the gym. I love working out. I like the post workout. I like the recovery.
Yeah,
the ice bash like that we did. I hate that, but I love it.
Yeah, you're supposed to not like it. That's the whole point.
Like that's where you get a real sense of accomplishment when you do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go to the gym and like do a lift regularly, but like you don't feel like that crazy, right? You don't feel that accomplished.
Yeah, I get
you. Just did some crazy. But like when you go sit in the ice bath for like, I did 5 minutes one at a time. Like we did 3 when we first did it.
Yeah,
and we did 5. And you feel like a tank out. Like you feel like mentally like so much, like so strong. You're like, because when you first get in there, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's the worst.
You're every fiber of your being is telling you to get out of the water.
Yeah. And
then you just like breathe and thug it out, and you feel good, and then you throw that in at the end of a workout, and it's fire. So
I mean, it's just like all those little things in life, the little things you do that you know like are difficult. It makes it every time a little bit easier to do more of the difficult things. Like that's the key of it, to make it like really like simply put, because it's obviously scientific. It's happening in your brain, and these certain things are growing within your brain where it's like it's allowing you to like be able to do more. But the reality is it's just like doing more that you don't like, that you know is good for you, and just things that are hard or more difficult in general. So then when more difficult things come, you're better at dealing with them. That's what's happening.
What do you think some of those things are?
Would like the things that are happening scientific, like physically?
Yeah, or just in general speaking, like how, like the example of like the ice bath, like you go in there and like you don't like it, but it's good for you and you still do it anyways.
Oh, everything. I mean, like having a conversation that you're avoiding in a relationship or in a friendship, like just things that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or like streaming for X amount of hours, even though you have 10 viewers, knowing that you have to do it in order to get to the 15, to the 20, to the 100. Like doing the things that are difficult that aren't giving you that immediate satisfaction, but like there's a payoff. Spending the time in school, like studying for something that like, you really, because you want to pass this test, whatever it is, like all those things. It's like that physical representation, the cold plunge thing, that's like a literal, like physically it's happening. And then so you get out and you're like, whoa, I feel way better. Like that's the same concept that all these things, they're just not physically like in water.
Yeah.
But that's the studying is the water, the conversation is the water, like all these things that I just talked about. But that's what makes you better. So then next time you have to have the conversation or study or figure the thing out, it's way easier for you to go towards it instead of away from it. Because most people just go away from it because it's difficult. But like nothing good in your life is going to be good going away from the shit that's difficult. Like it's not how life works. Like you're not going to get to where you want to go by being like, I'm just going to take the easy route every single fucking time.
You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
100%. I mean, there's like, it's been said a million times, but there's no denying that. And so the cold plunge is like a literal physical representation of like your body's ability to like, and then actually develop the okay, I'm going to keep doing this. I know it's hard. And then eventually the thing you'll notice if you keep doing the cold plunge, eventually it's just not even hard.
Yeah, you're just so locked in and it's routine that.
Yeah, but I mean, really, like if you do it for a month, 2 months, it'll be just like normal. And you'll realize like, oh, anything could feel this way if I put in the effort to get past the hard part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm excited to get to that point with that in particular. But in general, what you're saying, yeah, those things in life that don't give you immediate satisfaction that you still every day are chipping away at. And then over time you get the payoff. Like those, I think, are some of the most valuable things.
That's what life's all about, bro.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing we spoke earlier about the addiction thing. The same thing, like you're like, nah, this isn't bad. The next thing you know, you've been addicted for 4 years to vapes, and it's negatively and inversely impacting your life. It's the same thing, the opposite direction, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, this is easier because there's like some sort of satisfaction that's happening, the vape part, right?
You're cheating.
Yeah. And then this stuff's harder. These things are more difficult, but like, bro, like that's what's going to make your life worthwhile and worth living and enjoyable is by going towards the heart.
Yeah. And nothing is like, if it was easy, everyone would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
If it was easy, if it was a layup, everyone would be doing it. But you put like, I know you probably can relate, but like you got to like sacrifice and like do things that you don't want to do to even be in the position that you're at today. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got your own crib, you got your own gym, you're chilling, like you're good, but this is what people see now. You know what I mean? People didn't see like what you were talking about in 2010, 2011 when you were uploading photos with your trainers, like going in like even like in fast forward a few years, like driving out to Newport to do like a YouTube video with me. Like they don't see like all the hours of you probably researching on your computer to do for content. Like there's a lot of things that go into this that people don't see, that I know because I'm on this side of the fence with you. But I think that they're important to know. And then like,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I think it's all things, right? Like all success, whether it's social media success or anything, like people only see the success, right? You only see the outward facing like side of it because, you know, that's kind of how it works, right? Like no one's like recording that. I mean, maybe now with live streamers, but like most people who are succeeding at something, they're not like documenting every single tiny piece, right? Unless you're Diddy and you've videoed everything and now you're
shit.
But like jokes aside, like you're not filming every nitty gritty piece of your life, and like like people don't see it. So I think that also creates a space where people think either it's so easy or like you didn't work that hard for it or whatever it is. But I mean, none of that really matters. Just the work that you're willing to put in, and just you want other people to see as much as they can, so that they kind of get a clear picture, so that if they want to do it or if they think it's something that they could do, that are they willing to really go through this?
That's what, when you asked earlier about like advice for people that want to get into streaming or this in general, that's what I mean when I'm like, you got to be okay with like doing no one's watching to further like yourself in this space, and also doing without seeing results for a minute. You got to be able to keep your head down and just stay locked in on your goals and keep headed towards those without letting all the outside noise, without letting the numbers, without letting this affect you, because that's what everyone had to do. They all had to go through thousands of hours probably of editing and uploading and like grinding and like doing when no one was watching, and that people don't even care about, to be able to be in a position where now you can do X, Y, and Z, and these are the results. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Congrats, bro. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you,
Glad
bro.
you're making content.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be back in the space, and you know, to be in front of a camera again, and like it's just cool. And I think it's for people who have been following me for a while, it's probably cool for them to see too, because like I started when I was 13, and like they kind of got to, like a lot of my audience got to grow up with me. You know what I mean? Like I was low key raised on the internet. Like people knew everything about my life, from like the girl I was dating to who my best friend was to my sister and my family. And like I would make videos every day. I made a video every day for 2 years, and then I stopped, and then I started again, and then like it was walked it back a little bit, but then I took a break off the internet for a while and sorted some things out. Now I'm back, and it's just I'm just grateful, and I'm happy to be here. And thank you for having me, bro. It was awesome to come on here and talk.
Yeah. Proud of you, man, for real.
Thank you.
You're doing great. You're a good figure for the guys too that you're working with, man. Like you're a good older figure that's like, not saying you're old, because by no means are you old.
Oh, they are saying that.
But I'm sure you get that. I'm sure you get that. It's the internet.
Yeah, no,
I'm dead apparently to them. You know,
no, they are definitely saying I'm old, bro. And I'm only, I mean, I'll say only, and then 27, and then it's just like in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, but bro,
it's like that's not even that old, bro.
It's not, dude. It's not, man. It's just a perspective thing, right? And it's also, I think it's like to troll you too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's like
to play. People are leaning into it for sure, but it's dope. To be on like the older one now, and like to be able to like help the guys out with different things, because I've seen it. Like I've been on the internet like from a creator's perspective who's so engaged in it, and there's specific things that you don't know or don't pick up on because you're so in it, like you're so involved. But since I've gone through it and gone through the motions and like experienced a lot of things coming up, I can help point these guys in the right direction, and you know, just be there for them ultimately if they ever need anything, or just someone to talk to, or just to help them out. You know what I mean? Even if it's little, like, all right, let's go to the gym. Let's go hit the gym, y'all. Like, let's go work out. So I'm happy. I'm grateful. Shout out to the guys. Shout out to you, and shout out to the viewers. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So when are you going to start streaming again, actually?
I think the latest I see myself waiting is the 10th. But I low-key want to start again sooner. I don't know. I also kind of want to like see what the other, like gauge with the other guys, what they're doing, and like, you know. But I do want to come back around the 10th, which is like smooth, you know. I need to get situated in my new house. I just moved in yesterday. I have a mattress on the floor and boxes everywhere, so like I gotta set some stuff up, maybe take like 2-3 days, and then set my streaming room up at the Faze house, which is fire now because I have like a legit room there now.
Nice. Before
I was just like streaming off random setups. Like I have a bed there too now, so if I want to stay late or crash there, I can do all that. But yeah, not like there's no way I wait past the 10th or the 11th, the latest. List slipped up crazy right there. The whole podcast I got through without it slipping
till the
up.
end.
God.
Yeah, you crushed that though. You did a good job, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. This is fun.
Thank you for coming on, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Like, I've done podcasts before. Like I did rugs and swags, but I feel like that just sort of exists in the Faze ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it's cool to come on here with you and, you know, chop it up. And I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
So it really just feels like we're just genuinely having a conversation. And it's dope to hear from your perspective too, because you're like a first generation content creator too. Like you've been doing this since since 2010, 2011, you said, when Instagram first started, like, which is crazy. And you're here today and 14 years later, bro, like still in the space, like a titan of this whole
It's weird
of your lane on the internet. Like you're a titan. Like there's not a lot of people who are up there with you, you know? So congrats to you and props to you. Like I know how hard it is to go from like to evolve throughout the years of content creation and to even be here today where you're as successful as you are. It's a lot of work, you know what I mean? And I know that that's not easy and you deserve it, bro. I'm happy for you. You know, you earned it for real. And
thank you, brother.
It's cool to be on here and to talk to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, keep crushing it, bro.
I appreciate it for real.
Yeah.
More to come, man.
Let's do
More
it.
to come for us both,
yeah.
brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, bro.